Do not buy a convertible crib. Today we're going to break down the hype around them and why I think they are not a great investment. They're selling you this idea that you buy one item and it grows with your child forever and it's so wonderful and great. I'm calling baloney on it. There's literally no way it's perfect. How can a crib with all these parts and pieces, it equals a crib, turn into a big bed? Let's just say, for example, it turns into a full-size bed. We'll go with that. It doesn't make sense. You are going to need extra pieces. You are going to need rails down the side. Typically on the crib, you're going to have the headboard and the footboard. They are consistent, but you're going to need those side rails to make the bed bigger. Obviously, we're not going to use that crib mattress on a big bed, so you're still going to need a mattress, potentially box springs as well. And then do you need slats to hold those up? Because remember what holds up your mattress in the crib? That, I don't know what it's called, essentially like a box springs, but not, that's clearly not going to work on a full-size bed. So my point being, you are going to need extra parts and pieces. And a lot of people are like, well, yes, I knew that going into it, obviously. But now here's the catch. So you had that crib as a crib, switched it to a full-size bed. Your kid is no longer a baby, but you're going to have some of the parts and pieces from the crib. What do you do with those? Do you just trash them? Do you hang on to them? Because I highly doubt you're going to resell this as a crib in 10 or 15 years. That seems a little ridiculous to me. If you move homes, are you going to carry around these parts and pieces with you? I think having extra parts and pieces is honestly quite ridiculous and definitely not something I would want in my home. Another reason, like I mentioned before, oftentimes two of the pieces of the crib become the head and the footboard of the bed. Damage is my concern. So both my children chewed on their crib. When they were teething, at whatever age, they could stand up and they gnawed on their crib. So whether you are going convertible or not, I would recommend getting some crib rail covers. I will link those. They definitely make your crib look nicer for resale purposes. So take it as you will. I don't know if a 10-year-old would enjoy sleeping in a bed that has teeth marks all over it. Or you as a parent, do you want their big kid bed to have all these teeth marks? That's up to you if you care or not. I'm not interested in that. And finally, if you're going to have more children, so just say you're going to have 3 kids, does it make sense to keep buying convertible crib? You're going to end up with a lot of extra parts and pieces versus buying a traditional crib and then moving that to the baby, and then they get a big kid bed, and then moving it to the baby, and then you have 2 big beds. And then eventually all your kids are out of the crib, you're going to have 3 big beds, and then that crib can be sold, it can be passed down, whatever you want to do with it, but it's completely gone at that point. And you utilize that one crib very heavily and got your money's worth out of it. And now all you have are the 3 beds for your 3 grown children now. And whether that's bunk beds or single beds, or it is the full size, you also don't know exactly what you're going to need in the future. So when you buy that convertible crib and it turns into a twin, or it turns into a full, or it turns into a queen, what if you're putting multiple children in a bedroom? Does that actually work for you? So I think locking yourself into a convertible crib with your first child isn't a great idea in my opinion. It just doesn't make sense to me. So basically what I want to tell you is don't get into the hype. Don't get into the hype of convertible cribs or any other baby gear. Sometimes you got to think about what works for you and why you're buying it and why you're doing it. For example, we skipped the bassinet. We did not feel the need to have one. Our baby started out in the crib from day one. We skipped on the teeny tiny little toddler bed. Often they are using the crib mattress like that size of a toddler bed. We did not utilize that option and we went straight from a crib to a big bed. That was just how it worked out for us. Outside the box in other ways as well. I wish I would have known more about floor beds before we had children. I wasn't really educated on it, so we did not go that route, but I think floor beds could be your convertible crib replacement. Your child can start out in a floor bed, to my understanding and knowledge, pretty much from day one. And honestly, some floor beds are very cute and designed where I think a 6-year-old would still be okay to be sleeping in them. I don't know what all the options are out there as far as railings and if they're okay with just a mattress that's at a low level, or if you could do box springs and raise it up higher. I don't know the details on floor beds, but I think that could be a really good option. Find what fits your family, your children, and your lifestyle, and importantly, your home, and do works for you, not for society and what everyone is pushing on you. So skip the convertible crib. Thank you for tuning into this video. I'm going to link a couple of products in the description, and I also am going to link a video about why I skipped the bassinet. So if you want to check those out, that would be great. And hopefully I will see you back in the next video. Subscribe if you like content like this. Thanks. Bye.